Welcome to the Celebrity Love Show. Today's celebrity is Jennifer Lopez. I'll be going over all of her past relationships, and boy oh boy are there many. What a story. As well as provide my own final thoughts. So let us go ahead and begin, shall we? All right. So the status for J-Lo is she is 56 years old and still single. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't have a wild story. So is it too late? Is it too late for J-Lo? Let's find out. You'll really know with my final thoughts by the end of the show. We have to dive straight into it, so like we always do, let's go ahead and get right into the nitty-gritty. All right, so first relationship, public, of course. Ojani Noa, actor, waiter. That's interesting. First marriage, 1997 to 1998. All right. Jennifer was 27. Ojani was 23. All right, so she's the older one. So why it ended, the divorce. Okay, so what a shame, right? First marriage ending in divorce. Okay, strike one. A swift, impulsive marriage that faded within a year due to immaturity, career clashes, and differing ambitions as her fame skyrocketed. That's really sad. Within a year. Must have been very tough for her. So a friend stated that they were just two different places. They were just in two different places. So not a good match with Ojani. Let's go ahead and move on to one of her most famous relationships, Sean P. Diddy Combs. Very infamous person as of today. Not going to even go there. Rapper, producer. Relationship dated from 1999 to 2001. So they were dating. Jennifer was 29. Diddy was 29. The same age. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, keep in mind, J-Lo went straight to Diddy exactly a year right after Ojani. So already on the bullet train, you know? Maybe she was just too confident. Let's see. Why it ended. The intense, high-profile relationship was strained by constant media frenzy. Well, that's really common in this series, isn't it, with celebrities? And legal issues surrounding Diddy. Okay, here we go. Getting into the nitty-gritty with Diddy. His trial for bribery and weapons charges. Oh, but it's so much more than that these days. Allegedly. The final straw was their involvement in a nightclub shooting in 1999. Wow. Getting pretty intense here. After which the pressure became unsustainable. J-Lo's quote, "It was a kind of a crazy relationship, but we cared about each other." Okay, well, I believe it, but pretty extreme things going on with Sean Puffy Diddy Combs. I just, my goodness. So, glad she dated and she didn't put a ring on it, right? All right, moving on to Cris Judd. Not much more to say about Diddy, really. Dancer, choreographer, Cris Judd. Okay, so second marriage. Here we go. Strike two. 2001 to 2002. Yet still on the bullet train. Ladies and gentlemen. From 2001, she just broke up with Diddy. Messing around, right? 2001 to 2000. Another year-long relationship. Just like with Ojani in the beginning. First marriage. Doesn't look like she's learning her lessons here. Jennifer was 32. Cris was 32. Similar to the Diddy relationship, where they're the same age. How could it go wrong? Many people say you should date only people and marry people only in your same age. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed to work. It doesn't work like that. So why they got divorced? A rebound marriage that lasted less than a year, yet again. Strike two. It ended due to a lack of deep connection, you think? And the shadow of her previous high-profile relationship with Diddy. Don't worry about Diddy. He's in the past. Who cares what people say? Move on, J-Lo. Married shortly after her split from Diddy, of course. The bullet train. All right, so is J-Lo on the fastest bullet train ever in this series? Probably. Probably. Let's find out. All right, so candidate number 4, Ben Affleck. Actor, obviously. So the Bennifer 1.0. You'll find out later why they call it Bennifer 1.0. Combination of Ben and Jennifer. Engaged 2002 and 2000 to 2004. That bullet train, man, I swear. Jennifer was 33, Ben was 30. Almost the same age again, right? How can it go wrong, people say. Their engagement collapsed under excessive media scrutiny. That's not an excuse, come on. Which both have cited as the primary cause. No. There's something else deeper in there. I know there's gotta be. You guys deal with media scrutiny on a daily basis. The constant tabloid frenzy and pressure derailed. That comes with the job, people. Come on. You signed up for it. Their wedding plans and relationship. Did it really, though? Did it really derail? Because let me tell you something. If I was in love, in this case with J-Lo, I would go all the way. I wouldn't even care about the tabloids. Y'all can say whatever you want. I'm in love with this woman. And she's in love with me. And we're going to live forever, happily ever after. End of story. This is weakness right here, in my humble opinion. So J-Lo said the media killed it. No, you guys killed it together. What's up with that? What happened? Is that really enough of an excuse? Not to me, it isn't. I think different time, different thing. Who knows what could have happened? Yeah, who knows? I mean, if you guys killed the relationship, I mean, that's kind of a curious question to ask, right? All right, so let's put Bennifer 1.0 on the back burner. We'll come back to that. Next candidate in line, Marc Anthony, a singer, right when he was on the up and up. The third marriage, strike 3 with J-Lo. From 2004, but here's a good thing. This is the only good news so far in J-Lo's track record here. 2004, get this, all the way to 2014. That's at least 10 years. Congratulations. And look at this. This is very, very interesting. Jennifer was 35 and Marc Anthony was 35. Yet again, the same age. What is up with this? Is it just by circumstance? It just happened that way? It's just, okay. I don't know if it's planned or not, but that's kind of interesting. I mean, what is it? The third time when they're the same age? How could it go wrong, right? Let's look at how strike 3 occurred, why it occurred. Despite having twins together, all right, so they had children. It should have worked out, right? 10 years, people. And a strong professional bond. They divorced citing growing apart. Okay, that's a legit reason. And that is a possibility if you don't maintain the relationship with the fierce strength and determination, passion, and fundamental differences. It was described as a loving but ultimately unsustainable partnership. I'm sure there's much more to that. J-Lo said, I love myself enough to walk away from that on the decision to divorce in her book, True Love. Don't know if you think you know what true love is, though, J-Lo, in my opinion. I know what true love is. True love is not giving up with Ben Affleck because of the press, media scrutiny. That's not... Okay, so do you know what true love is? Now, how could you write a book titled True Love when here you are, strike 3 with Marc Anthony? But it doesn't end there, folks. She moves on to candidate number 6, Alex Rodriguez, a former MLB star. Not so sure if that's a wise move, because we've seen before with previous celebrities how they go with professional sports players when it's all short-lived. One of them was just constantly NBA player, NBA player, NBA player, like 3 times in a row, and then a 4th one later on. It's insane. So they were engaged with Alex Rodriguez and J-Lo 2019 to 2021. All right. After a 10-year relationship with Marc Anthony, she's down to only spending a couple of years together. Jennifer was 49 and Alex was 43. Okay, kind of sort of in the ballpark. Called off the engagement amid reports of trust issues and Alex's alleged infidelity. All right, that's very serious. But again, you're dealing with an MLB star. All right? Major League Baseball, it doesn't matter if it's, NBA, MLB, it just doesn't matter. These guys, a lot of them are just untrustworthy. They're there to get their bag, to get their goods, the money, the fame. I mean, to go out with J-Lo, I mean, it's just sometimes people settle with six-pack abs and then they're like, okay, that does it for me because, no. Looks are not everything. Got it? They stated they were better as friends. Well, you see, that's the problem, isn't it? It's a theme in this entire series. You guys should have established a solid friendship first. None of these previous relationships have done that. None of them. They hit a rough patch. There were trust issues. Okay. All right. So trust issues. Infidelity. Allegedly. Pretty sad. I mean, the sixth candidate. Pretty sad. Let's go ahead and move on, shall we? Because here's the whopper. Back again to Ben Affleck. Let's pull him back from the back burner here and put him on the front burner. Bennifer 2.0 and then a second divorce. People, what are we on? The fourth divorce? This is traumatic. So they rekindled in April 2021, married in a private Las Vegas ceremony, July 16, 2022. That's pretty fast, rushing back into marriage. That's insane. This is the most insane case yet and all the celebrities we've gone over so far. So the reason for the separation and divorce, that's a 1-2 punch. Publicly separated in August 2024. Divorce filed shortly after. Finalized in early 2025. Yeah, that's the crushing blow, isn't it? Never go back with a partner that especially a divorce. Don't go back to your ex. You guys got divorced for a reason. I'll always say this. You cannot turn back the hands of time and pretend like it's going to be much better now. It's not. It never is. Otherwise, you guys would have still been with each other. It doesn't matter if you're rich and famous like J-Lo or somebody who's poor and unknown. The equation remains the same. You don't play with fire after you've been burned in the inferno. I mean, just because time passes by, you think everything's going to be different this time. Guess what? Newsflash, it won't. It never is. All right, so Jennifer was 55. Ben was 52. Only a 3-year difference, obviously. We've seen this before. So let's go over the nitty-gritty, because this is very interesting. This is the first time where we see such an intense case here. Irreconcilable lifestyles. We've seen that very common here. The most cited reason, Lopez's relentless high-energy work ethic and love for being in the spotlight clashed with Affleck's desire for a quieter, more private family life and his noted discomfort with constant paparazzi. You see, this is going back to the lousy excuse of media scrutiny. This is yet another lousy excuse, right? This relationship should have worked the first time they got married. Here we are with the second divorce over similar reasons. Different needs from the relationship. Here we go. Let's tell a little bit of truth this time. Let's see what is really going on. All right. So sources stated Lopez wanted a grand public love story. There's nothing wrong with that. While Affleck wanted a low-key partnership. There's nothing low-key about love. What are you talking about, Ben? Why do you want a quieter, more private family life? Like, that's fine, but there's nothing wrong. You're a celebrity. It comes with the package, especially if you're another high-profile celebrity. Where's the maturity here, right? That's my question. I gotta beg the question. I mean, low-key partnership. I mean, you can't do that, Ben. You can't. And J-Lo wants it loud and proud. She even has a song called Say It Loud, right? Come on, Ben. Come on, you've been with J-Lo before. There's nothing wrong with being loud and proud, but there's also nothing wrong with being quiet. You guys have to find the middle ground. It's not compromise. It's finding a way to make it work. This created fundamental tension. Of course. But you guys are married again. You guys got to work this stuff out before you put a ring on again. Understand? These little things are not little things. These are humongous differences. Do you want kids? Do you not want kids? Where do you want to live? What do you want to do in the future? Your future plans, especially if you guys already been married with each other and then seeing other people and coming back, you would think that they would know these things by now. It seems like they didn't really know each other, in my opinion. Financial and property disputes. Really? Really? Reports indicated disagreements over their extensive real estate portfolio. This is another ridiculous reason. And blending of assets became a point of contention. That's not what love is about. I don't care about the assets. You guys, oh my goodness. You guys love each other or not? These are such poor excuses. I'm sorry to get like this, but, you know, this is the only case that I've seen in all these celebrities that really kind of makes me ask a lot of questions and react accordingly. It's just really sad. This is all sad. All of this should not have happened. Old patterns resurfaced. You think, like I said, it's going to happen all over again. All over again. The excessive media scrutiny. Stop it. Stop it. That doomed. Wow. Seriously? That doomed them in 2004 reemerged. And you guys still failed to stay together because of media scrutiny? Who cares what people say and think? Oh my goodness, you guys look great together. Love is way more powerful than that. And, you know, writing a book called True Love, here you are back with Affleck. You still don't know what true love is. I'm sorry. No, that's not true love. That's not even basic love. All these little things can tear you guys apart again? With Affleck reportedly feeling overwhelmed by the Bennifer industrial complex. That is an exaggeration if I've ever seen one. This is really, you know, I laugh because this is ridiculous. None of this stuff should have happened, as I said. Direct quotes and source statements, because people really want to know. What the heck happened, man? From a source close to Lopez, she wanted their marriage to be perfect. Nothing wrong with that. She wanted to show the world this beautiful second chance love story. Nothing wrong with that. But the reality behind the scenes was much harder. Ben wasn't the same person he was. Okay, we're going to place the blame on Ben. When they got back together, he was withdrawn. Well, then why did you guys get married? Why did you get married to a withdrawn man? Oh, mamma mia. It just gets so much worse, doesn't it? From a source close to Affleck. Okay, let's get some fairness in here. Speak up for Ben. Ben tried to make it work for Jen, but he was miserable. The constant filming for her documentary. Oh, come on. Just do the documentary. The paparazzi at their door every day. Well, you guys can't control that. What? Can you guys get the police involved? Come on, people. It brought back all the old anxieties. He needs peace to be happy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a way to make that happen. Make it happen. That's what real men do. And that house was not peaceful. Well, you guys have so much money. Can you not buy another house if it was that bad? And, you know, create like a huge fence that's electrical or something. I don't know what the rules and laws are, but come on, people. You know, you guys can afford big palaces. You can keep the ninjas out, right? The paparazzi ninjas. Learn from other celebrities who know how to do it right. I don't know, because this obviously doesn't happen to every single celebrity. I mean, there's paparazzis all the time when you go out, but at your home, sounds like a lack of home defense or something going. There are solutions to this. Bodyguards, security, detail, I don't know. Jennifer Lopez's public statement via her On the J-Lo newsletter. Okay, I am heartbroken. Yeah, I bet you are. We have come to the impossible conclusion that our marriage is over. I guess it is. I guess it was over the first time too. This was a painful decision, but a necessary one. We asked for privacy. That's going to be very tough. I'm all for privacy, but you guys have really created a storm here that shouldn't have existed in the first place, like a freaking hurricane. As we navigate this difficult time, yeah, well, you guys made it difficult. It really is on both of you. And where's the passion? How can Ben be so withdrawn? What is that? Are you not excited to be back with the one true love, right? Because that should be your true love if you're capable of getting married to her again, right? What happened, Ben? Ben Affleck's public statement, Jen is an incredible woman. Well, then how come you're so withdrawn? I will always have love and respect for her. Then why did you get married a second time and act withdrawn, right? This situation is simply a case of our lives moving in different directions. No, it's not, in my opinion. My focus is on my children and my work. Oh, wow. Well, that's why it didn't work, right, Ben? Your focus should have been 100% on J-Lo and securing that home. Well, you know, I mean, how do you deal with anxieties? How do you deal with your fears? You have to face your fears if you are to conquer them. And with all that fame and fortune, there were so many options you could have taken. In her first post-divorce interviews, she stated, J-Lo said, taking time for myself and my children, and is not looking for a relationship. I don't think you're ready for one. And it's really sad. It really is. What else does J-Lo have to say? Right now, my heart is full with my work, my kids, and rebuilding my peace. Yeah, you're going to need a long time after this. I've learned that my happiness cannot be dependent on being part of a couple. No, but it is, J-Lo. You see, that's where I disagree with you. You write a book called True Love, and yet here you are saying that your happiness cannot be dependent. That's what happiness is. In this life, all these people living in denial, living alone, saying they're happy, are lying to their own face in the mirror and to the faces of everybody outside who they tell, every day that they're happy when they know they're not. You're not fooling me. You're not fooling those who actually use their brain. All right? I agree she needs time off, but you can't write a book called True Love, right? And say happiness doesn't depend on love. No, you're hurting, and that's why you're saying these things. It's false. Had your any one of those marriages, right, 4 marriages or relationships, had any of them that worked and you were happy, a happy woman, you wouldn't be saying this. So this statement here is clearly false, right? In my opinion, the way I see the world. And the way everybody else should see the world. I'm open to love. Well, you can't be open to love if you believe things like that. And this explains all your previous failures, right? But I'm not searching for it. Well, you shouldn't be. You're not in a condition to. If it happens, it happens. No. See, that's what got you into this situation in the first place. You're 56 now, right? And all of your relationships were just like that. Well, if it happens, it happens. Because none of them lasted that long, except that 10-year relationship, right? But it will be on my terms, privately. Okay. Now we're talking about privately after what happened with Ben the second time. Now we're talking about it. No, see, when they hide back in their shell or the cave and they're too scared to come out, is because they're hurting. They're dealing with a lot of pain. Nothing wrong with that. But in a way, these people do it to themselves, whether you're a celebrity or not. People who react like this and say things like this, they did it to themselves. They need to accept responsibility for their prior action, for their previous actions. End of story. Here's another quote. The narrative that I need a man. Here we go again with the coping. This really annoys me because that's all that's going to come out of these people's mouths. No offense to J-Lo, but I see it everywhere with people who aren't even famous. They say this type of garbage. The narrative that I need a man to complete me is over. You're done. You're finished. You don't have what it takes anymore to try to become a passionate partner with somebody and to attain true happiness, true love. Not with this poor attitude here. You're hurting. Take the time off. Stop saying these things. My next chapter is about completeness on my own. You can never be complete on your own. I've seen old people rotting away in their homes all alone. They stop smiling after a while. They stop laughing. They stop giving a damn about themselves. And they literally die alone. And they might say, oh, I'm just so happy. It's a lie. There's no completeness, only loneliness. Let this case with J-Lo be an example for everybody out there lying to themselves every day, living on their own. You're not happy. Now, if your attitude is different than J-Lo's here, that you're actively looking for someone and hoping for someone to come in your path to attain true happiness and true love passionately, nothing wrong with being alone until that happens. But don't have this little lazy attitude of, well, if it happens, it happens. I don't know. I don't care. I don't need a man. Wrong answer. And I hope nobody gets involved with you in another relationship with that type of attitude, because you're going to make their life a living hell. You're not going to make them feel wanted or needed with that lousy attitude. So she says, that doesn't mean I'm closed off, but does it? But I am fiercely protective of my peace. Wrong answer, J-Lo. This is the most sad case of this entire series so far. The active rumors as of January this year, 2026. Significant tabloid and social media speculation about a new serious rumored person of interest. Here we go, back on the bullet train. Let's go, J-Lo. Thomas Doherty, 30-year-old actor. Okay. Rumors began circulating in October 2025 after they were seen at multiple industry events in New York and followed each other on Instagram. Well, there's nothing wrong with following each other on Instagram. That's not a big deal. These are just rumors. Got it. Get it? Good. Let's proceed. Okay, so the nature of the rumor. Speculation suggests a private early stage dating situation, not a confirmed relationship. Paparazzi, here we go. Photos show them leaving the same restaurant with friends, but no direct couple shots. Here's some source statements on the rumors. Okay, so a source close to Lopez says, Jen and Thomas have met a few times through mutual friends. Well, you see, that's the way any of these previous relationships should have worked. Friendship, right? Why rush into dating? Why rush into marriage? My goodness. There's a flirtation there, and she finds him refreshing and fun, but it's incredibly casual. Talk of marriage is widely premature. Yeah, it's just not... this is not a time to mingle with the opposite sex. If you guys are friends, fine. You got to keep it that way. You're not ready. Unless everything above here, like what we've seen with I don't need a man to be... No, don't get an involvement. No, don't get involved with him. Another source in Lopez's circle says she is deliberately not rushing into anything. That's how she got here, 56 years old and single. The Ben situation taught her a hard lesson about merging lives too quickly. No. It started way before Ben Affleck. Way before, with previous relationships rushing too quickly. And keep in mind, that happened twice with Ben. 2 marriages. She's been rushing since day one. Under the spotlight, Thomas is someone she's enjoying getting to know, but that's it for now. Well, that's the way it should be, especially in her condition right now. Mental, thought pattern, her mindset. So as of January this year, she remains in the rumor and speculation phase. Well, of course. But people want to see Lopez succeed. This isn't bashing Lopez at all. I can criticize Lopez, but it doesn't mean she's a bad person. She's just moving way too fast. Like a Concorde in the air. It's really way too fast. Neither Lopez nor Doherty has commented publicly. Well, she did say it's private and on her terms. Let's see how that pans out. Her official line remains focused on independence and private growth. Well, J-Lo, you can't have privacy as a celebrity. It's not going to happen. You just have to embrace it. Embrace it. You don't have to answer all the paparazzis. You can just walk past them. Have a security detail. Come on now. Celebrities can afford all of that. But the relationship should be that, the eye on the prize. You guys are each other's prize, right? So let's go ahead and shoot over to my final thoughts, because my oh my, this one was a doozy. All right? So, Lopez and Doherty. Well, I hope it works out with Doherty. But you're taking things slow, but you need to change that attitude of yours. I don't need a man to be happy. I can live alone and be happy. No, those are both false. And guys are becoming much like those toxic women who say that. That's a loser's mentality. I don't need a woman to be happy. So what are you going to do? Hang out with guys the rest of your lives? A bunch of swinging you know what? Seriously? I mean, unless you're gay, I'd agree with that. Okay, you're gay. Hang out with guys the rest of your lives. But if you're not gay, well, I don't know. Okay, so you're not a warrior. You're not going to go out there and fight for love. You're just going to crawl into your little cave and say, you're going to pretend to be happy and say, I don't need a woman. Go ahead, keep lying to yourself. Because the only person in the very end, it doesn't matter how many people agree with you, how many other losers agree with you with an attitude like that. You're the one who's not happy. And those years are going to go flying by 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, are you still going to have that same ferocity by saying, I don't need a woman to... I got a cane. I'm in a wheelchair. I still don't... Are you going to be that stubborn on your deathbed? I don't need a woman. How stupid can you be? And there's so many nurses who take care of the elderly in these care facilities. Almost every single one of them, like 90-something%, all talk about regrets with the last breath that they take. I shouldn't have been so stubborn. I shouldn't have believed all those stupid things that people say. So many regrets. I should have, I would have, I could have, I might have. Regrets galore. You don't want to be that loser on the deathbed. While you still have the youth, and because she's still young, 56, you can still do it, J-Lo. But you got to change that mind of yours. And look at you. You're so famous. But you can't be, going out with other celebrities who just want to perhaps use you, from what I see. Use you, abuse you, leave you. It's a mutual decision to get divorced or break up. It's not just one partner. Maybe it's because of one partner that you made the decision. But that's how that ends. Do you really want to have your life defined by a sob story? You want to be a walking, living, talking sob story? So those are my final thoughts. Do not believe what J-Lo believes right now. As she's publicly stated, I don't need a man. Let's translate that to be unisex, right? Let's say I don't need a partner to be happy. Wrong. 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 For people who are alone, it's easy for them to say that because guess what? It's like going to the club. After a while, you're going to get sick of saying that garbage, and then you're going to start to taste the garbage that's rotting in your mouth. When each time you say garbage like that, it gets more and more bitter as time flies by because you're the only one left without a chair when the music stops, and that means life when life stops. Let that be a lesson for everybody listening right now. And if you made it this far, comment down below in the comment section. I fully agree with you. I want to be happy. Give me something positive to look forward to. Because if humanity is going to be walking around in denial, living alone, pretending to be happy when they know they're not, then this is the zombie apocalypse. A world of pure losers. Whether you're rich or famous or poor, it doesn't matter. Unknown people, a bunch of unknowns. I don't want to see a zombie apocalypse around me while I'm happy and so many people are not. I want everybody to be happy. So with that said, that does conclude our show. My goodness gracious. Thank goodness. Be sure to comment with your own personal thoughts. Don't be shy. Don't be weak. And also check out my other exciting shows right here. Stay tuned for more celebrity love shows to come. Yes, there are more. So much love, everybody.